children, there are three types of groups out there. There are those who stand with us. Look around you. There are those who stand against us. You could see them at the rallies in New York carrying Hamas flags. But then there are many in the middle who say to me, it's complicated. Well, there are two sides to everything. So first of all, let the message go out loud and clear. This is not complicated. There are two sides, and those two sides are good and evil. And every human being, every American has to choose now. Do you stand with good or do you stand with evil? If you come to any synagogue in the world, the one word that our prayers are more replete with than any other word
is peace.
Is the word shalom. The Jewish people pray fervently for peace every single day. We teach our children to sing, Oseh Shalom, make peace. Hamas calls for the death and the destruction of Israel and the Jewish people and Western civilization. We stand for peace, they stand for death and destruction. Human rights. Israel ensures the human rights of every human being, Christian, Muslim, Jew. The value of human life. Do you know that as we speak, and I have a hard time with this, the terrorists who infiltrated Israel, the Hamas terrorists who infiltrated Israel last week, some of them are being treated in our hospitals by Jewish doctors and nurses because we believe in the value of saving any life. Our enemies in Hamas, in Iran, and this is not a war only with Hamas, it's a war with Iran. They have no value for human life. We saw this like never before. They have no respect for human rights. Many of these liberal groups that are standing with Hamas, if they were living in Gaza, they would be put to death for their ideology or their orientation. But in Israel, we respect human life and we respect human rights. And I know the big question we're all going to get over the next few weeks as the operation intensifies. Well, look, Israel is also killing innocent people. Every one of us has to be an ambassador for Israel. We all have to be spokespeople. Everyone has a social media feed. Everyone has friends and co-workers. And say to them, it is immoral to equate the actions of self-defense with the barbaric actions of Hamas. And when people say Israel has a right to defend itself, I say we have a moral duty and an obligation to defend ourselves. Yeah! If murdering your wife and children, your mother and father, and you did not defend them, you would be immoral. But look at what Israel does. It gives them notice. It says, leave northern Gaza, we're coming in. They drop leaflets from the air. They call Palestinians and Hamas and people of Gaza saying, get out, we're coming in. Israel even invented a special bomb that taps on the roof of a building to give them a warning that this building is going to be bombed, evacuate. But Hamas seeks the destruction, not just the Jews, but their own people. And they tell the people, stay there, because the more casualties, the more we can make Israel look bad. And therefore they plant their missiles in schools, in hospitals, in kitchens, in homes. They are the ones responsible for the death and the destruction that we're seeing.
Yes, that's right.
I just want to say that we saw some of the elite university student groups, 34 student groups in Harvard, stood up and said Israel's responsible. I want to tell you something. If Hamas did what they did to dogs and cats, they would be protesting inhumanity towards animals. But for Jews, there is no respect, no love, no care, no concern. They'd rather let Jews die, but they would defend their dog's right to life more than our brothers and sisters. And so when the world starts saying, ceasefire, ceasefire, you know what we should say? How dare you? We never fired. They're the ones who fired at us. Those little babies did not fire at anyone. Those grandmothers didn't fire at anyone. Those young boys and girls didn't fire at anyone. We never fired. We're the Israel Defense Forces. We are here to do what we've always done, defend Jewish life. Israel has never started a war, but boy, oh boy, Israel will defend its citizens and its people. Winston Churchill said to the British Army in 1940, never has so many been indebted to so few. That's what he said to his army. We say, as Jews around the world, to our chayalim and chayalot, to our brave boys and girls fighting in the Israel Defense Forces, the 300,000 reserves who left their families, not just from Israel, but from around the world. We say to them, we stand with you, and never has so many, the entire nation of Israel, been indebted to so few. Am Yisrael Chai.